What is up, guys? Welcome to section number 6, writing video scripts plus fill in the blank script templates. And it's very important to understand which channels are creating the best scripts and how to use their creative work as inspiration for your own. Right? Every single word, every angle, the order of how they present information, everything is for a specific reason. And when I set out to write my own scripts, I use theirs as serious inspiration. So start to think about how you can craft their strategies and recreate it and make it better in your own video. And remember, you should never copy anyone, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking other people's work and using it for your own inspiration, right? You'd be doing yourself a massive disservice if you didn't. Now, I've mentioned this before, you're not setting up a get-rich-quick scheme. You're creating a real long-term business, and in order for it to be long-term, you have to make your scripts original, right? You can't just copy videos word for word and expect that to last very long, because it won't. And along with the algorithm, YouTube has incredibly advanced machine learning systems that can actually detect if you copied someone else's work word for word. And nobody can outsmart them, trust me. The systems get better and more intelligent every single day, right? It's called machine learning. It gets better every single day. And so you can't outsmart that. Instead, what you can do is create original scripts. And that's going to save you the pain of setting up a channel, putting in all the work that goes into it, only to get it taken down because you copied someone else's scripts. And the only way to build a channel for long-term success is to write your own unique scripts, right? Again, this doesn't mean that you can't use other people's work as inspiration. You just can't copy it word for word. And the good news is, you don't have to be a creative genius or even think of anything off the top of your head either, because I've created fill in the blank templates for the most part, right? Because there's only so much that I can do on your behalf. You still have to put in some work to actually fill in the blanks using your own original words. And so as I've recommended before, I recommend using Google Docs to write your scripts. You can use whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to be using in this course. And there's a lot of tools inside of Google Docs that we're going to be using that I don't really know if they're available for Microsoft Word or anything else. So what better place to get inspiration than from the biggest channels in your niche that are bringing in millions of views every single day? And more specifically, you want to use the exact video you're modeling that you found in section 2 of this chapter, right? Using the 3-step video idea formula. And it's not enough to just watch it. Take a look at the transcription, understand how they're hooking you. Are they asking a question? Are they telling you a story? Or are they, making you curious about something? You have to understand why people keep watching their videos. You have to understand the feeling it gives you and why. And then you want to replicate their structure, how they present information, and apply it to your script. And so, secret strategies for your scripts. Number 1, people are not robots, right? Be funny, be entertaining. There's nothing worse than creating a script that's going to make someone feel like they just clicked on a school presentation, right? And now obviously this only applies where humor fits. You probably wouldn't want to put jokes in the middle of a scary story video, but add them if it fits, right? And you can find examples of that by looking at similar videos, right? And you don't have to be a comedian. Oftentimes, the jokes in videos need to be more light humor to where it's not something that's actually going to make you laugh out loud, but people notice the difference that you put in. And so if you're going to outsource creating a script, it's absolutely crucial that you at least create a few scripts and videos yourself first. When you do the work yourself prior to hiring someone with almost anything, it's going to be infinitely easier to communicate with them on exactly what needs to be done whenever you do have someone do it on your behalf. And most good scriptwriters can come up with some light humor to throw into the scripts, and it's important to find someone who can do that once you begin outsourcing the scriptwriting, which we'll talk about in the last chapter of the course. And it's also important to recognize how good other people can be at doing stuff you find difficult. Some of the people on these sites like Upwork and Fiverr, they've dedicated their entire lives to what they do, right? They're professional writers, they're professional voice actors. Second is understanding your audience, right? You got to ask yourself these questions and use your handy dandy common sense to your advantage, right? Who are you making content for, right? Is it for younger people? Is it for older people? Who do you think's watching it? Men, women, both? What kind of things would they find humorous? What's relatable to them? Third, pay attention to the word count when you're writing your scripts. And word count's important for a few reasons. Number one, it's going to help you gauge when to switch topics and when to bring up certain cues to keep people watching. And when outsourcing the script writing and voiceover, the pricing is usually based on the word count, so you want to keep track of how many words you're actually using. And most importantly, it keeps track of the video length. Now, I recommend keeping it around 1,800 words for a 10-minute video. It's gonna slightly vary depending on how fast the voice actor reads the script, so it could be, 2,000 words, but generally around 1,800 if you're aiming for 10 minutes. And the way that you can keep track of word count in Google Docs is you're gonna click on Tools, and you're gonna go to word count, right? So the words on this page is 101. If you wanna select just a random section, you can do that as well, and it'll count the words just in that section, right? So 45 of 101. So you're also gonna wanna factor in the length of the clips if you plan on showing those. And any clips that you do plan on showing, you wanna include a link to that video so that whenever the video editor is editing the video, he knows which clips go where. Of course, the video editor is going to be able to find the random stock clips, but if you're talking about something very specific like a certain dash cam video, that's when you would include it into the script. Number 4 is you have to keep people watching every 30 seconds. Now, early in the chapter, we discussed how crucial audience retention is, along with things that you could do to increase it. And one of the greatest ways to increase audience retention is to keep people watching every 30 seconds. And think about every 30 seconds as another hook for your video. You have to hook them back in, keep them watching, right? Hint that something's about to happen. Wait until you see what happens next. You won't believe this. Ask a question so they stick around to find the answer. Make a statement to generate curiosity. Make people wonder what you mean, right? And I have examples here from real videos. Did this trick go as intended? And this truck must be packed with horseshoes and a 4-leaf clover. Otherwise, how do you explain this? For making a statement, a lightning bolt is way more effective than a speed bump. People, will wonder, well, how is it more effective than a speed bump? And then it would actually show a footage of cars slowing down after it gets struck by lightning, right? And those were real videos that we used as well. So this is a little chart that I put together on how many words you should use. So for every 30 seconds, that's 90 to 100 words. A minute, 180 to 200, and 10 minutes is 1,800 to 2,000. So again, as you're typing up your script in here, you can just highlight this, go to Tools, Word Count, and you can keep track of how many words so that you know when to hook people back in. So the 5th thing is you need to include keywords in the script within the first 30 seconds. So as I mentioned before, you can actually use keywords to your advantage in the actual video, right? Both audible and visual. And you're going to use some of the keywords that you found in section 5 in a sentence format within the first 30 seconds of the video, right? And it only applies to the first 30 seconds. We have tested this to death. It's only the first 30 seconds, and yes, it really does work. So again, you can easily see, how long 30 seconds is. It's 90 to 100 words, right? Select the text and go to word count. And so I want to actually bring up an example of this here, right? And it doesn't even have to be many words, but the point is you do have to add them in there, right? 15 scary videos that'll make you scratch your head.
Number 15, imaginary friend.
And then he says imaginary friend, which I guess a lot of people searching up scary stories would search for imaginary friends. So here's another example in the tech niche.
Soap cutting, slime pulling, and acrylic paint pouring videos.
Right, boom, right there, highly searched, satisfying things. Soap cutting, slime pulling.
Give you some viewing pleasure, but if you really want to cure your satisfying video,
right, satisfying video.
You should definitely check out these binge-worthy machines at work.
Binge-worthy machines.
In today's video, we're looking at 10 of the most satisfying pieces of technology that are
10 of the most satisfying pieces of technology.
guaranteed to hit the sweet spot. Hydraulic press.
Hydraulic press, that's another highly searched term.
A hydraulic press is an
Hydraulic press again. Right, so you can just see how many keywords they're using within the first 30 seconds. The 6th thing I want to talk about is how to get a copy of any script on YouTube. And again, as I talked about before, you never want to copy someone word for word, but you can easily copy any script by using this little trick so that you can actually paste it into a Google Doc and make changes easier instead of trying to type out the entire video word for word. So to do this, you need to find these 3 little dots below a video and click Show Transcript, right? Then you want to click these 3 dots here and toggle timestamps off. That way you're not also copying the timestamps. Right, and this is going to make it really easy to copy it. So, right, so you're going to show transcript, hide the timestamps, and you're going to copy the entire script. Right, and this saves so much time. And this is important, right? If you just click Control V, it especially if you do it in dark mode, it messes it up, right? It makes it look like this. You want to right click and click paste without formatting, and that way it's going to paste it without all that weird stuff in it. So once you do that, I want to talk about paraphrasing. So if we go back, all the way back to 3rd grade, maybe you remember what paraphrasing is, right? And I for sure thought it was useless at the time, but now I'm using it almost every day. So when you paraphrase, you use different words and terms to present the same idea. Even if you're trying to paraphrase, you can still get writer's block even if whatever you're trying to rewrite is right in front of you. And so that's where paraphrasing tools become very useful. And so the one that I would recommend is called WordTune. And so like all the other programs and extensions in this course, it's not an affiliate link. It has a free trial and I use it every single day. Right, so you can get it right here. Another option is Quillbot, so quillbot.com. So you can just paste it into here, and it'll paraphrase that. And so these scripts that I've created are just a general guide, right? There's no way I could possibly create anything that you can copy word for word, because remember, in the end, you're the one who has to put in the work here. I'm just here to guide you, give you everything that I can possibly give you, and help you take action. So every 30 seconds, and this is about 100 words, but it depends on the video, you must make a new point, show new footage, or if you're doing a list, change the next topic or hook them back in every 30 seconds. And so many people overlook this, right? So many people think that, oh, I don't have to do it every 30 seconds. Yes, you do, right? You have to do it every 30 seconds or the video isn't going to go viral. It's as simple as that. Has to be every 30 seconds. And you don't have to use a hook every 30 seconds, like one of the 4 hooks we showed you, but you have to do something, right? Make a new point, show new footage, change to the next topic, do something to reel them back in every 30 seconds, right? We're going to reveal, we're going to show you how to do, wait until you see what this can do. It's a lot easier than you might think, right? It's absolutely crucial that you give people a reason to keep watching your video every 30 seconds. I can't say that enough. And so if you want to download the script templates, you can click here. Again, this is going to be in the chapter 3 PDF that you can download in the introduction module. So for the hook, really, you don't want to put something that's already in the title or thumbnail, because people just saw that, right? They already know what the video is about. Start with a good hook. Pick one of the 4 hooks that we covered in section 3 of this chapter and use it. So the hook that I picked was a power question hook. Do you need a good night's sleep? Then find something else to watch, because these dashcam videos are so scary they'll keep you up tonight. And as you can see, I used my keywords there, right? It doesn't have to be many, but you got to put them in there, right? Dashcam videos, scary, keep you up tonight. And so this is a power question hook. Again, there's open loop hooks, there's new perspective hooks. I gave you examples in section 3. Pick one of the 4. An open loop example. Did you know that YouTubers have some huge secrets they don't want anyone to discover? Well, we're about to uncover some of them and you'll be shocked by what you see. So after that, you want to transition into mentioning relevant keywords and give people a reason to watch until the end, right? So an example, make sure you watch till the end because we discovered something shocking about Mr. Beast that you don't want to miss. At the top of the list, we have Logan Paul. Logan Paul actually has a hidden secret, blah, blah, blah. All right, example number 2, which is a video I just showed you. Soap cutting, slime pulling, and acrylic paint pouring videos, right? And it has a bunch of keywords in there. Example number 3, make sure you watch till the end. We'll be covering the most scary ghost videos caught on camera. Trust me, these shocking horror stories are so scary they'll make you scream. Right? So after your hook and intro with keywords, then you want to get into the main part of the video, which is the topics. Right? And so you should already have these written out from one of the previous sections. And it's important to keep track of the word count, because remember, after 100 words, you need to hook people back in. Hint that something's going to happen. Ask a question so they stick around to find the answer. Make a statement to generate curiosity. Make people wonder what you mean, right? And then asking people to subscribe. We're not going to talk about that yet. You're going to put that before the number 1, right? In the middle of the video or before number 1. So let me switch these around real quick. There we go, and then I'm going to open up the other video because I grabbed number 1 from a different video. So another very, very important thing to mention, guys, and a lot of people mess this up, is when you're doing a top list, like top 8 most disturbing things caught on dashcam, you want to mention number 8 first. And I messed the order of these up, but a lot of people mess this up. They'll show number 1 first, and it's a countdown video. You don't show number 1 first when it's a countdown. You show it last, right? Very important that you don't mess that up. A lot of people do. Okay, so we gotta grab the script for this. So let's open up the transcript here, talk about the timestamps off, and let's just copy this, number 1. So I'm going to paste without formatting and then clean this up a little bit. And so when you're placing the link for a video, I would just place it right next to whatever number it is, right? So number 8, please place the video if it's from a different video. And you can also mention the timestamp as well. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can close out of this video. Grab all of this. Come over to quillbot.com or use Wordtune, whichever you prefer. Paste this and paraphrase. Right, and then I would always read through it just to make sure it makes sense, because a lot of it can mess up. And boom, just like that, you are going to do this for every single clip in your video, what I just showed you right there. Alright everyone, we are officially done creating that script. As you can see, everything's all complete, and I wanted to show you a few things. So first of all, right, I have the video links here from where all the content's going to be gathered from, and I also have ways to hook people back in when it's needed, right? You can't miss this. You know, what would you do in this situation? And then the rest of these are spaced out just enough, because you don't have to hook people back in by asking them a question or using one of the 4 hooks. You can actually hook them back in, you know, by switching the topic, you know, changing clips, bringing up something new. You just gotta keep it moving, right? Don't let people get bored. And then right before we get to number 1, that's when I ask people to subscribe, right? I say, and it's really simple, right? Before we get to number 1, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more like this one. It's as simple as that, right? Never put it in the beginning. I usually put it in the middle or right before number 1 if it's a list. And then the outro, which we already talked about, is a creative transition to get people to watch more videos, right? So there's one thing even more terrifying than these clips, and it's what your life would be like without watching more of our videos. And that's it. So before you send this off to the voice artist, which we'll talk about in the next section, you want to remove these things that say hook, and you want to remove these weird underlines that we have here, right? You want to remove this topics, and you want to remove this thing that says asking people to subscribe, as well as the outro, and boom, there you go. You have officially created a full script, and I know that's a lot of work, right? If you've never done it before, it's going to be a lot of work, but remember, it's not easy to become financially free. That's why 99% of people stay working for someone else. So get it done, and remember, we're all part of #TeamNoExcuses. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next.